In the last lesson, we talked about how going to is often pronounced something like gonna. And in this lesson, we're going to see how this is usually true, but not always. And what I want to talk about today is how to pronounce the word to in all situations. To is, of course, a very simple word, but it's also one of the most common words in the English language, and it's absolutely necessary to know exactly how to pronounce this word in all situations, especially since you're going to be saying it so much. So if the word to is somewhere in the middle of a sentence, it's often pronounced as t. So you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about in these couple examples here. And if the word to is at the very end of a sentence, it sounds like to or the number 2. It's the same sound. The oo sound is very important if to is at the end of a sentence. So here's a couple examples to get the idea. So the sentence, he's driving to the store, it actually sounds like he's driving to the store. So I don't say to very clearly, it sounds like t. He's driving to the store. He's driving to the store. So here's an example now where to is used in the middle of a sentence and at the end, and you're going to see the difference in how they're pronounced. So I could say, I don't need to go to the mall, but I want to. That's the sentence, and this is how it sounds. I don't need to go to the mall, but I want to. So you notice the to at the end is pronounced as to, and the two tos in the middle of the sentence are pronounced as t. So again, I don't need to go to the mall, but I want to. And even the to sound in a word like today sounds like t, today. So I could say, what are you doing today? What are you doing today? Or I could ask somebody, where are we meeting tomorrow? So you don't hear today or tomorrow, it's today and tomorrow. And in the last lesson we talked about going to, how it sounds like gonna, and this is if it's followed by a verb, which is often the case. But if going to is followed by a noun or the word the, then it sounds like going to. So here are some examples of that. I could say, I'm going to the store. I'm going to the store. If you say I'm gonna the store, it makes no sense at all. So it's I'm going to the store. So again, it's the or a noun. It sounds like going to. Another one is I'm going to Mexico tomorrow. I'm going to Mexico tomorrow. Or I could say I'm going to the bank. I'm going to the bank. And in all those examples, if you say gonna, it's completely wrong and sounds weird. You can't say I'm gonna the bank. I'm gonna Mexico tomorrow. It makes no sense. Sounds incredibly weird. So again, just like in the last lesson, if going to is followed by a verb, then it does sound like gonna. So I'm gonna buy some bread. I'm gonna play basketball today. I'm gonna get some money out of the bank. So again, the verbs are buy, play, and get. So I'm going to buy some bread. I'm going to play basketball today. I'm going to get some money out of the bank. So gonna is correct here. But in the ones before, I'm going to the store. I'm going to Mexico tomorrow. I'm going to the bank. When it's a noun or the, very important to know. You got to say going to, going to. And the last thing I wanted to point out in this lesson, if you have a word like to as in the number 2 or to as in too many, even if these are pronounced in the middle of a sentence, you still need to say the oo sound. So it still sounds like to with these words. So I could say I just drank 2 bottles of beer. That's the number 2, so I'm going to pronounce it to, not I just drank 2 bottles of beer. That makes no sense. So it's I drank 2 bottles of beer. Or I could say, there are too many people in this city. There are too many people in this city. So again, that's T-O-O, always pronounced as to. The number 2, always pronounced as to. It's just T-O in the middle of a sentence often is pronounced as t.